That's right. It's another late night, which means it's time for another reach into the Just Giggle grab bag. Let me blow the dust off here. Okay, let me take a reach on it. Egad, man! They're multiplying! Take it! Get over here! Grab them! They're moving all over the place! Get
Oh
them!
my god, wow, tons of sketches.
Like nine. Let me hold on. Let me grab it. Let me read the.
Tons of itty bitty baby sketches that are like less than a minute long a piece.
They're like it's like someone spilled water on a gremlin. What's going
Oh
on?
god.
Hold on. Let me read the little label. Let me read the label.
Oh god.
9 sketches in 5 minutes. I'll just get a grab bag.
Okay, wow. Yeah, Dragon. So this is something that's been in the making for a while. Of course, Joshua Thomas, he's up in Texas. He's working he's working with some old timers with Probilski. I don't believe Poncio shows up in this batch. But
He's there in spirit.
He's there in spirit indeed. But he's been putting these out kind of throughout the summer. And Dragon, there were a couple of them where I was like, "Oh man, this one's really good. We should just cover it." Specifically, Dragon, I love the worst person to have on a road trip.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That might be my favorite out of this batch. But suffice to say, Dragon, I'm glad we waited because the JGI gods have blessed us with this compilation. So we're just going to be able to crack out a lot of them in a short amount of time. And I think this is a really good format for us to do the grab bag in. Now, the man himself, Joshua Thomas, has indeed confirmed that these are pretty much part of the JGI sketch canon. They're just like kind of mini sketches, if you will.
Right, and they're kind of all over the place. Honestly, if you want to try and catalog, because I saw them through. There's a new channel. I mean, people. I don't know if they want to check it out or not. It's called JKTV, in which Joshua Thomas and Kelsey Probilski have been kind of sharing some of their collaborations, which includes obviously Beach Day, for example. Like that's there. That's how I saw like that I assume Neighborly News. So I saw like 5 out of the 9 of these just through YouTube. I didn't know they were being posted directly on Instagram, which you told me today.
The only reason I put it on Instagram is that I know that Josh is a big time Instagram user, and also.
Well, no, you're right. They are all there. You guys didn't know they were all there, so I didn't know that until I got.
So I assume that these are initially just because of how short form they are, and also the format of them,
periscopy and everything.
Yeah. I assume these were posted to Instagram first and foremost, and then uploaded to other places.
Yeah, which makes sense between JKTV, Joshua Thomas's personal channel, and again the aforementioned Instagram, where they all go. So and obviously he's been really getting into this format since the award-winning short that he did recently. Yeah. So all right. So all that said, we'll just kind of there's not a ton to break down.
There's really not like Dragon. It's like this is going to be kind of like a new venture for us because it's like these are so short form that it's basically like here on the grab bag we usually kind of concentrate on like, all right, what's the art of getting to the punchline? But Dragon, these are basically just like a series of punchlines in their own right.
So but again, we can kind of see how the boy's doing while he's while he's kind of in San Antonio, kind of preparing for bigger things, but he's taking the baby steps getting back there, as we all are at this point in time.
Indeed. All right, so let's start with the wrestling fan life coach.
Yeah, not my favorite.
No, not mine either. Not a good one to start out with. Dragon, I think if either of us were wrestling fans ourselves, we would probably be a lot more into this.
Here's the thing. Here's what it comes across to me. So Jackie Puffcorn, it's pretty much the simple gag. It was Joshua Thomas doing like a silly kind of like he's testing a character out here, like Jackie Puffcorn, life coach. And it's basically like wrestling puns applied to dating. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
I'd best summarize it like this: it's a single chuckle. That's it. It's a single chuckle, and
chuckle. I'm gonna grade this on a scale of 5 chuckles out of 5.
No, that's not good. But I will say this though: this might be the harshest thing to say. Very Mark Sipka derivative. Right? Recently, Mark Sipka's he's been testing characters out and stuff on his channel. He's been doing a lot of that, and again, it's been fun. It's been it's an exploratory. That guy's all about the impressions and the cultivating of characters. I'm saying this felt like Josh was riding on a little bit of Sipka coattails a bit.
I've actually been doing a little bit of that myself with some Imagineering stuff I've been working on.
Get out.
All right. So yeah, not much to say about this one.
Yeah, just
It's probably the first one he cracked out just because it was like just a very simple like, oh, you know what? Like we'll apply a wrestling fan to a dating coach and just call it a day. Slap on a wrestling
yeah.
shirt, bam, bada
Yeah.
boom, bada bang.
As I'm saying, the voice is just kind of it's kind of like I think he applied a lot of the kind of the character, the impression oomph to a later one, and this was just kind of like, I just want to get another one in there, just, crack it
All
out,
right.
just kind of stay
But
loose, a
the
little warm up.
quality goes up tremendously right away. We have people who just won't say no. And Dragon, this is
Okay,
one of my favorites.
yeah, me too. I really I love this one.
I this is one of those very relatable situations where I have both been this guy and encountered this guy.
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, yeah. This is an observation about people. I schedule things like crazy as well,
uh,
and I deal with this all the time. Yeah, it's just an observation about people who give you like false hope.
you deal with this
Versus
with no one in particular in your life, right? No one in particular that you deal with that
oh,
you have to deal with
yeah.
scheduling almost every day.
Sadly, I deal with this with everyone,
Oh God. Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
everyone,
Okay.
especially people in close proximity right now. But yes, everyone. The point being, basically just people giving you false hope versus a simple and direct no. So,
Yeah.
so I found
Yeah.
this
Something that I can work on. I know.
So I found this quite relatable, and we have like the editing is really being punched up here too, which I think really helps sell the
Uh-huh.
comedy, like the multiple takes and like the multiple different deliveries. Of course, I think the funny. By the way, we'll call out the Dragon Ball Z shirt. Love it. Looks great.
Yes. Yes.
Anyways, it's like I'm gonna do my best, and then we have tricky. The tricky just
Tricky.
cracks me up.
Tricky. That's the one that I think I probably use, right?
At times, but you didn't put like a fun spin on it, like tricky, gonna be
No, no, no.
tricky.
But I'm saying, like, usually if I'm like trying to be like non-committal, I'll be like, I don't know, Dragon. It might be tricky. I want to do it, but it might be tricky. I don't know.
Yeah, like
Anyways,
the maybe we'll see. And
uh,
now I use this one. I don't use this one ironic. I mean this one. I say I'll be there with bells on. Like I do mean the be.
yeah, yeah.
Considering everything works out. Now we've actually hit just giggle at times with the whole if everything works out, given some of our technical issues in the past. So we've actually
Mhm.
used that one on them. All right. So that brings us to the next one.
All right, so this is the first of two neighborly news. This is easily my favorite out of the two of them.
Yeah, well, out of the two, yeah.
I don't know. I just really like the how it's just a small, like the smallest of small crimes that's still like a massive inconvenience to the person who's the victim.
And again, I love the whole like the neighborhood, mundane suburbia
Right,
kind
right.
of
It's
problem
like
setting.
the mundane suburban drama just elevated to like action news report status.
My father dealt with this all the time, where you have like the person who's like someone's blocking you, and it's like that.
My grandma doesn't deal with people full on pulling into her driveway like this, but she does deal with people who like pull in on both sides of her driveway, and so she
Yeah,
has like a very limited space to get out. So yeah, I found that relatable.
yeah. But again, like, the big takeaway with neighborly news, I think we should note, is that it seems like Josh Thomas is testing the waters of some recurring sketches for like the JK TV stuff, like with collaborations with Kelsey Prabilski,
uh
which I think the neighborly news certainly is testing the waters for. And beyond that, we have just some really great. The cutaway to the Prabilski is hysterical. I love me some Prabilski and the whole like 10 seconds. I'm thinking about calling the cops in 10 seconds. I think we have some great anchor humor here. It's like little it's Chuck Garbaggio, which I think is a hilarious name. Just stole the garbage on the news.
yes,
Just
yes.
well, there you have it. A drunk neighbor got up at 3 a.m. unable to ID curbs. She now is giving him 10 seconds. Anything you'd like to add, Jane? 5
5
seconds.
seconds.
Oh
God.
god, this Jane Powers. Okay,
All right. So hey, check this out on my phone.
this one's it's okay.
I mean, like, it's fine. It's not like haha funny. It gave me it's like another, like, I'd say it's like a chuckle and a half, Dragon. It's a
Yeah,
chuckle and a
and look,
half.
Joshua Thomas being a master of the improv stadium, if you will, he knows, like, especially if you're gonna like throw like a million a minute at a
Mhm.
crowd, you're seeing what sticks to a wall. So obviously, not all are going to necessarily
What I like
humor
about this though is that this does very much like feed into my dislike of small talk and just like, oh yeah, oh neat.
What I do want to highlight, though, in this is Joshua Thomas's reaction, his
The
pacing, the
reaction is
timing.
priceless. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking more up leading up to that point. I mean, Tiki, when he was shown he's shown the phone, and he's basically just kind of given like kind of the pleasantries, is sort of like, oh yeah, sure, yeah, like all that. His timing is so on point there. He just fired right into it. Just the guy's like just trying to be curious, like, yeah, it sounds like I could spend at least 5 minutes doing that. And then, of course, mundane stuff like flooring and wallpaper, something a little racy. And this is let's go back to the flooring, of course, so we can get another peek at it. So,
all right, so here comes one that had a lot of promise, but it didn't. They didn't do anything with it really.
Yeah, I
young
was
John
wondering
Hammond.
I was wondering how you were going to feel about this one.
I mean, like, literally, the only real joke was like, "Can you say hello, John? Hello, John." Like, I don't even understand what the joke is supposed to be, Dragon. Like, one day I'm going to create a park with dinosaurs. Like, is the joke that he sounds crazy? I don't know. I got mixed messages from this one.
I'll take it. The joke simply is it's just John Hamm being very direct versus like the presentation of the thing where it says, I'm going to build a park with dinosaurs in it.
Right.
And also, I'm pretty sure what happened here is Josh Thomas bought a new hat, and he's like, "Yeah, I could do John Hammond with this hat."
I mean, yeah. I feel like again, like young John Hammond. Here's the thing, Dragon. Young John Hammond is a concept I really feel like could be stretched out to a full JGI sketch. So this just being like a couple lines worth of the concept, it's like, all right, like it's a fun concept. I just kind of want more from it.
It's a proof of concept impression, really. This is like the beta phase for like an eventual sketch, perhaps. And again, the impression's not bad. Again, a young John Hammond.
I think the impression's pretty on point.
Honestly, thinking about
it, again,
more,
I just think it's funny that young John Hammond has this tick of like, can you say hello, John? It kind of reminds me of my Carlton Cuse previously on baseball.
Thing. And again, saying it like when you think about it more, I'm thinking you're more on the money with the whole. Yeah, it's kind of the joke. It's just even at a young age, you would do the whole "Hello, John." This is
right. Hello, John. Hello, John.
I'll get it. If Joshua Thomas ever does a Carlton Cuse sketch, we are going to be.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right.
All right, so classic mom and dad.
Okay, this is the best one, my favorite. Yeah. This is the one.
Beach Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is a favorite. It's the frantic rally of a family for their, in quotes, fun day, which is quite hectic getting there. We've all been there. Kelsey Probilski and Josh Thomas are playing the perennial roles to perfection here. They got those parent vibes down pat.
Joshua Thomas wanting to be the cool dad, but having to be lockstep with his wife on the daughter thing.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's he's very much they're in the daddy's girl phase with the daughter, and we have the boys the boys getting on his last nerve, and I also love. I want to highlight this too. The camera work, despite the kind of periscopy kind of Instagram camera limitations. We worked wonderfully with that here. I think the camera works alive.
I think anytime where it's supposed to be home video or found footage or something like that, I think that is going to be the benefit of this format.
Well, I'm saying everyone else just feels like, okay, was happened to be in this format. This feels like we're benefiting from that format. It's really kind of came alive.
Because again, it kind of like that with that found footage, it kind of captures like the frantic, like kind of like in the moment feel.
Yeah. Of it. Exactly. Yeah. So if you wear jeans to the beach again, you'll be read by my hand on your and the sunburn to your face. And then the bit that
I also thought it was kind of a joke. Like part of the joke was just the fact that like the parents were the quote unquote cool people in this equation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're kind of like enforcing all these rules of cool at the beach, Yes.
So we have Kelsey Probilski channeling her inner Betsy Kettleman.
Oh my god!
When he just has that great shrill like Lydia! It just kills me the way she delivers that second Lydia is just utterly perfect, followed by the daddy's girl interaction of. God. Of like, your crack is showing, my darling. You must, it's just, I love you. Want to be the woman you want to be, but your crack is showing, my darling.
Oh my god.
Just perfect. This is Miles.
Miles.
All right.
Okay. So This one, I mean that one's great, but this one might be my
This is the
personal
runner-up.
favorite.
This is the
Yeah,
runner-up to that to me. This is the
worst
second greatest.
person on a road trip,
I
Dragon.
found this one.
I feel like we can kind of go through this one beat by
Yeah,
beat because I feel like it is honestly out of all of these, it feels like the most complete sketch, even though it is pretty short.
yeah. I think this is the best writing of the
Uh-huh.
bunch. Just the Josh Hennessy's writing was really on point here. And again, we've all been there, whether on a road trip or not. Every time you have stopped somewhere like a pit stop, and somebody's getting out, like to go to the quick stop or go to the grocery, like stopping at the convenience store. So you're always going to have the interaction. Won't we get you anything on the inside?
Uh-huh. Dragon, I gotta tell you, like I'm someone where it's like I kind of enjoy the surprise me like in concept as long as the people generally speaking kind of like know what I like, you know? It's like with me, basically, it's like as long as you don't get me anything with nuts in it, because I'm allergic to nuts, I'm good with pretty much anything in a convenience store. So I don't know.
So
I kind of see both sides of this equation here.
So we have Josh asking himself if he wants anything from the convenience store. Surprise me! I love that he plays this he plays this is parody with such hatred, and I love it. Such real world frustration at
And
this kind of
this
person.
feels like the most like classic Joshua Thomas line where he says like, "Wait, no, why are we gonna do something that's just gonna lead to my stress and your disappointment?"
Tell me what you want, or you get nothing. So I just love it. It's such a curb. It's very Curb Your Enthusiasm esque. It's kind of a
Yeah,
call
yeah,
out
yeah.
like that. I just really like the whole Dr Pepper icy, which I had no idea was a real thing. By the way, I thought I knew the Coca Cola icy thing. I had no idea there was
It's
a
not
Dr.
great. I wouldn't
I
recommend
imagine so. I've been very disappointed. See, I've been on the receiving end, still to this day, right now, of a certain location of a McDonald's that keeps screwing with the beverage machine. So I
Oh
keep
no.
getting unfortunate increments of Dr Pepper in my Coca
Oh
Cola,
god.
and it's terrible, and I hate it.
Dragon with ices, you gotta go with the blue raspberry. Like that's the only option for
That's what I'm
me.
saying. It's like you're gonna pick the most disappointing. Unless you're Forrest Gump about to meet the president, you do not want Dr Pepper.
I mean, it's like
Okay.
if you're gonna go with a Dr. Pepper flavor, just get a Dr. Pepper.
Sure, but it's
Anyways.
still, anyways, to me, a disappointing beverage made into a disappointing icy treat. Which, so anyway, okay, yes. Anyway, so Dr Pepper icy, and we have this is the most realistic bit in the whole thing for me. And if they don't have that, they'll have it.
They'll have it.
In my youth, I might have been this guy. They'll have it. It's the cockiness of like, yeah, they'll have it. Of course, they'll have it. Of course, when they don't, disappointment.
Well, it's
Yeah.
like they technically do have it, but it's it's in that kind of like being made phase where you can't actually buy it.
Oh, I just read it as like, oh, he's like, you're effing kidding me. They had it. He was right. That's what I read it as.
Oh no! Here's what the joke is, Dragon. The joke is that like you've been to a 7-Eleven, right?
I think it has been a long time since I've been into a 7-Eleven, so I'm a little
Okay,
unfamiliar.
you know what's really interesting is that I was just listening to a podcast about how 7-Elevens like are kind of like the ghetto version of In-N-Out, in that it's kind of a California thing.
Hmm.
But it's like nobody cares about 7-Eleven, everyone cares about In-N-Out. But anyways, so 7-Eleven, they have this they have like a bunch of flavors. They'll usually have at least at least 2 rows of 4 flavors apiece, right?
Yeah.
But if there's a red light flashing and if it's all liquefied, that means you're not getting any slush. You're just getting the syrup.
Gotcha.
So that's what the end of the gag was. The end of the gag was that it was just all the syrup. So it's like they technically had it, but it was in the middle of being made.
I do like, though, there is kind of even if like myself, if you don't get that joke, you walk away with something. You walk away like, oh, they had it, so it was stymied by, oh man, he's right.
But Dragon, it's funny. Like I didn't like today. I am learning that not many people, like in my demographic, who aren't Californian, know about the rituals of 7-Eleven, which just feels like such a universal thing to me.
I mean,
I
look,
mean,
it's been like ages since I haven't really gotten like a slushie since I was a kid. Really, it's been forever.
Dragon like 7-Eleven and being a California stoner, like obviously they go hand in hand. So I'm just saying it's just part of the culture down here.
Around my neck of the woods, the big thing is snowballs. Like no, not the
Ah,
packaged ones. I mean like the like it's like a snow cone, but they put in like cups. So they call
oh,
it a
okay.
snowball. So like
Nice.
like don't that's what we have. That's the bigger go to than the icy. But
Oh,
anyway,
all right. And finally, the last one we have catching up with mom.
this was
This one might be the most relatable.
yeah, me too. Tenfold
Dragon,
for
did you
me.
have this exact interaction with at least one of your family members
No,
regarding
I'm
Wonder
saying
Woman?
no, I'm saying with my mother constantly. Yes.
Like the exact interaction of like, Mom, yeah, Wonder Woman was great, but it was 6 months ago.
Well, I'm not saying the stay power is there. I'm just saying I
uh,
constantly have these interact. Basically, this whole thing
um,
cut me really deep because
it
I have yes.
what he said the In the Heights thing, Dragon. That is exactly why my grandma did not like In the Heights. Exactly to a T. It's like it is a movie that she should, by all intents and purposes, love because she's a big musical fan. But they sang too fast. I couldn't understand what they were saying.
See, for me, this one cut deep because I constantly will have these movie talk interactions with my mother over the phone, and she will basically every time I when I see her, I'll converse and I'll tell her all these cool things and everything, and I'll like loop her in. So then, like let's say a week or so later, like I get a call. It's basically her finding out for the first time, which just infuriates me. Like, wait, yes, that happened. Yes, I'm well aware of that. And then like she watched the trailer for the first time. Like, yes, I've seen like the day the trailer launches. Like, hey, did you see it? Yes, I saw the trailer. Yes, and then it'll be like the thing of like movies. When I recommend a movie, particularly like she hates all the half the time she'll hate the recommendations I give.
Oh no.
We're like this whole thing of like, hey, I watched this. Like, yes, I've seen. Then they'll converse like your Wonder Woman 84s, for example, and then
Uh-huh.
you have the recommendation of like Josh here he recommends In the Heights,
Uh-huh.
and then it'll be like that. Where hey, watch this, and I hear. Did you like it? No, I didn't like it. And they'll give me these reasons, just like, oh, really? And then the songs are too. It's for like a BS reason, like the songs are too fast, or I didn't like it for, this reason or that reason. So I found this one extremely relatable, like scarily relatable.
Totally.
And of course, like the whole guilt trip catch up thing, and the whole like that I've been talking to the girl I haven't seen in years. Just the editing is a lot of fun on this one. Actually, kind of honing the editing skills yet again.
All right, and yeah, just in general, Dragon with these 9. Like I said, I'm very happy that we got this compilation. I think it was a very easy way to do this. I kind of asked Josh in a live stream if he
Tiki, we're
wanted us.
missing one.
What are we missing?
The other neighborly news.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
All right.
My bad. Okay.
All right.
I'm sorry. I was deleting these as we were going on. So.
Oh. All right. Okay. So
And honestly, this is like maybe one of my least favorites. So.
Right. It was not the greatest of the endings for sure. We ended on a poo joke essentially.
Yeah, which I'm not crazy about. So I don't know, Dragon. Forgive me. I wanted to end on the mom one.
Well, so did I, but we can't divine what we want, sir. So this is where Joshy wanted us to end. So we got to end there.
Right.
So Prabilski, she's selling the absurdity. She's channeling her inner Christina Applegate, which I enjoyed. As the anchor, we're interviewing this whole suspect of Ted Cornell. The editing was really fun.
The thing that is funny about this is just Josh's delivery of like, "Look, I was late for work. I'm sorry. I won't do it again." And then the way that they manipulate that clip. I mean, it is funny. Dragon, I just think you and I are just averse to poo jokes just in general. So
yeah, I mean, I do like it's the everyday. Like, maybe this way, I don't necessarily have a problem with the subject matter. I do dislike the very end of it, where we literally end on the act of a dog crapping. So that's literally what we're ending. And that I did not care for, but the whole idea of like who left to clean up in the neighborhood after because you leave the dog crap all over the neighborhood, it's not going to look great. People are going to get annoyed. They're going to step in. It's terrible. So again, it fits in the whole suburbia thing. But yeah. It's not the great ending, but then we soften things a bit with the merch ad, which has extra new footage, I believe. Like Piper Henson going which is
Yeah, this is the
hilarious. Yeah.
first time we've seen some new Piper footage in quite a while.
Yeah, Piper's in the midst of doing other things, so it'll be a long time
Mhm.
before we see her, from what I understand. So just gonna get a little glimpse of the pipes. It's nice.
And Dragon, like we're not associated. Like I mean, we're friends with Just Giglet, but we're not like officially affiliated with them. And so
No,
let me just say, like I'm not doing this as a plug. I'm genuinely saying that new Harley Quinn and the Joker versus the real world character shirt. Oh my god, I want it, Dragon.
yep, and they got hats and mugs.
Indeed, indeed.
They got their mugs on mugs.
I love just a little Piper exchange. Like, yeah, mug. It's a mug.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways,
Yeah.
I think that's about it, Dragon. This was a nice, efficient way for us to cover a lot of sketches. Like I said, I kind of asked Josh a while ago on a stream if he wanted us to cover these, and he said yes. I just didn't know how exactly we were going to do it. So, bada bing, like 9 sketches in 5 minutes. There we go. Very efficient way for us to do this.
Yep.
So I'm very happy about that.
All right, that brings it to an end.
All right.
Until the next exciting reach into the Just Giggle grab bag.
Surprise me.
Lydia!